Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. So this video is a little bit outside my comfort zone, I won't lie, because usually I kind of do things that I would normally do on myself, because obviously I'm not a trained professional or anything like that, so I just kind of do makeup on myself that I feel like wearing. And this makeup look had a bit more of a theme and a structure. Now it's still wearable makeup and it's still really easy to do, but I was definitely inspired by kind of 90s grunge, because I'm definitely reliving my 90s life at the minute and kind of enjoying the fashion a little bit more now than I did before, because I was younger in the 90s. So if you want to see me create this grunge inspired makeup look, just keep watching. So I'm going into this pretty blindly, as I say all the time. I'm not a makeup artist around, so this is just a bit of fun, and I kind of wanted to see what I could create in that mind, with my mind back in the 90s. Although I will say, like, I was born in 1985, so I grew up in the 90s from 5 to 15, is that right? Maths isn't my strong point. So I didn't really kind of get enveloped by a lot of this. And like, I had two brothers, and one of them listened to like Oasis and Blur, and the other one listened to Bob Marley and U2. So like Nirvana and all is a much later development for me, probably through John, because he loves all that kind of music. But I'm definitely reliving the 90s at the minute myself, and kind of doing it as more of an adult, and I am loving like the casual style and all that kind of stuff. So I thought I would try and do maybe like a grungy makeup, but like what I would do for myself. And obviously like I have brows on rather than like just really thin eyebrows or anything like that. So we shall see. Obviously I have my brows and my base on already, just because that's really irrelevant in this scenario. So I'm going to try and use as many mattes on the eye as possible. So I'm going to start with this, again, what I'm using is probably irrelevant as well, but this is a little Chanel Quad in 268, and I just know that these shades blend really well in my crease. So I'm going to use this first, and I'm going to take, this is a Penny's brush. It's kind of tapered but fluffy, and just kind of mix in all the brown colours and start in the crease. My vision is like a matte brown eye, lashes of liner and mascara, and then like a brownie matte lip. And just for reference, I'm singing Come As You Are by Nirvana in my head at this minute in time. So I'm being pretty sloppy with this. I think the one thing about grungy makeup is that it's imperfectly perfect. So, not that I do anything perfect, but I'm going to try be a bit more forgiving on myself from a blending perspective. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the crease as is for now and do a bit of work on my lid. So I'm going to go in first with this from Makeup Geek. It's called Tiki Hut, which is very similar to MAC's Uninterrupted, which I have as well, but it's just buried somewhere because it's a single. Pop this on my lid, and then I'll probably end up going over it because it might be a bit too mustardy, but I want the kind of mustardy effect, if that makes sense. It's mad because I'd always say to John, not that I don't really like dressing up for Halloween, but I was saying if we ever have to go to a party or anything like that, I want to dress up as Garth and Wayne from Wayne's World, and I want to be Garth just because I love his clothes. And now, like it's come full circle, and everybody's just dressing like Garth. So you don't even have to go to a fancy dress party. You can just dress like that every day. I'm going to take some of that on my finger as well and just kind of smush it into the lash line so that's really in there. Because sometimes you can't always get in the little gaps, especially the older that you get, like, and the more kind of crinkly your eyelid becomes just with your brush. And then I just have a bone colour here, so I'm going to pop a bit of that on my brow bone. Okay, I'm kind of digging this. You're probably looking at me going, Gemma, you're a feckin' lunatic, but I quite like it. I would wear this. I think I might go in with, what is this called? Brown Sugar from Makeup Geek as well, which is like a shimmery warmish brown, and I might just put a bit of it in the outer corner. I won't do much, but it'll just add a little bit of extra dimension. Just a bit of colour contrast. And then I'm going back in to the crease to just kind of make sure all the colours are meshed together. Not so much about the blending, it's more to just make sure there's no gaps or anything. I actually think I'm going to leave the lid there. I thought I would have to work a bit harder on it. Mattes don't always sit, but I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to go on to some black liner. I'm just going to use a pencil. This is Mr. Right from one of the Mr. Rights. It's Seymour Diamonds from the BAM. It's just a black kohl pencil. And I'm going to line my upper lash line. Should really hold the mirror as close to me as possible. I love that I'm trying to be 90s while I hold my rose gold millennial mirror. And I'm going to kind of smush that in with my finger again and make it a little bit messy. Not too messy because it'll freak me out, but a little bit messy. I fecked up a little bit and smudged it up a bit higher in that one, but I think it all lends to the grungy vibe. So I'm going to take this black liner in my inner waterline as well. And as I'm putting it in, I'm kind of smushing it into my eyelashes too. And I'm going to take it up as well. Before I start worrying about the most important part, the lower lash line, I am going to conceal, just because I do kind of look like I got punched in the face. And although I want to look like that a bit, I think I look a bit too much like that. And I cleaned up a little bit too much, so I'm just going to take some of the colours I was using and smush them back in and diffuse the edges of the eyeshadow. And then for the lower lash line, I'm going to take Tiki Hut again and Brown Sugar and mix them both together and whack a load of them under the lash line. I'm going to go as low as I'm comfortable with going. I think when it comes to 90s, diffused shadow was definitely the thing on the lower lash line. It's great for covering your bags too. My bloody camera died, of course it did, but I had just finished my lower lash line and I'm going to blot now because the look of this shiny face is just making me angry. And matte skin was definitely in the 90s. On my eyebrows because they get super shiny. Okay, to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to do lashings of mascara, top and bottom. I always laugh when you call it lashings of mascara. But mascara was definitely in the 90s. Probably more clumpy and more flaky than it is nowadays. Formulas have definitely gotten better through the years. It's funny because in the 90s, like I remember, I didn't have horrendously bad skin, but I would have had like breakouts and stuff like most kids. I remember stealing, well, borrowing a Nivea, well, I suppose it was like a tinted moisturiser then, and using it and going into school and getting ripped out of it. I was slagged so badly for wearing a tinted moisturiser. And like nowadays, kids that are like 13, 14, 15 are like professional makeup artists. That's something that's definitely changed. After doing the mascara, I can see all the gaps between the black liner and my skin, so I'm just kind of filling it in. And I'm going to do my bottom lashes. For the rest of my skin, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to do a bit of bronzer just because I'm like red pale and I look a bit stupid. And bronzer helps me kind of look a bit more awake. And also I have my forehead on show, so anything to help make it look a bit better. And then I'm going to do blush because blush was definitely a thing in the 90s. And this is the Essence Satin Touch blush in Satin Coral. So it's a more corally shade. Rosie's having a bark at somebody. And then the last part of my makeup that's like the uber important part other than the eyes is the lips. I have here, this is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Pencil in 1993, and I thought that it was fitting. I'm going to line my lips with that. And then I'm going to go over top with the Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink in Amazonian. It's one of the unnude ones. It's quite a similar colour to the lip liner, it's just a bit more intense. And this definitely wasn't done in the 90s, but I have to set my face, I always do. And that is it from my grungy 90s inspired makeup look. I hope you like it. It's weird because I have no highlighter on at all. It feels really weird, but if I waxed a bit of highlighter on, I would wear this out now. It's pretty normal makeup, really. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really appreciate it. As always, thanks for watching, and I shall talk to you in my next video. Take care. Bye.